Just jumping on Facebook to see that I am live. Amazing. It is there. Hello, beautiful lady. Welcome to the 3 hacks to elevating your client experience masterclass. So I am super freaking excited. It is a Sunday and I am jumping on here to do the thing. I didn't have any availability either side of this weekend. So I was fully booked and I decided to do it today so everybody could catch it maybe on their Sunday afternoon whilst they're just browsing and watching Netflix and chilling. Okay, so today we're going to be going through how the 3 hacks and the 3 problems that I see within client experiences and how we can change it to elevate your client experience and therefore elevate your brand, right? First, before we start, let me know in the comments how you're feeling today, how your weekend has been. Have you had a wedding on this weekend? Do you have a wedding on today? Has wedding season started? I know for us it has. I'm going to a wedding after this, so it is a little bit wild. All right, so I'm just going to turn this off. Take a little sip. So hopefully by now you've had a chance to jump on and watch the 3 Bridal Bible Systems masterclass, where I dive deep into all of the systems that I recommend within your business for effortless automated flow, right? I also hope that you have had a chance to watch the epic 3 hacks to creating your sales experience, right? I hope that you've had a chance to look into that masterclass as well, because that's going to be the foundations for this masterclass. So remembering that our basic client experience includes the client journey, right? So it includes the sales experience and the client experience. So everything that occurs in your sales experience is every touch point up until your client booking confirmation. So that includes your inquiry, the website inquiry, the proposal or quote, the trial for other wedding inquiry follow-ups, the booking confirmation, and then the deposits paid, and then the contract, and then the booking confirmation, and then we go into the sales at the client experience, right? So the client experience, we're going to go into that a little bit deeper today, but I just wanted to give you some context if you haven't had a chance to watch the previous masterclass. Beautiful. So ultimately, by creating an incredible sales and client experience, this will elevate your brand. This will elevate your experience within your brand, and it will basically set you apart. It will set you apart from your community, okay? Because remembering that there's no competition, only community. When you create an epic sales and client experience that's unique to you, your brand, and your values, okay? All right, so this is the client journey that we have in place. This is a very basic example of it, of the client journey that we have in place for Elegant Edge. Okay, so you've got your if we refer back to what I just mentioned about the sales experience, you've got your clients inquiring with you either through the DMs, the emails, the texts, and the phone calls. And ideally, I hope if you've had a chance to watch the last masterclass, you have changed your systems and you have ensured that you are deferring and referring all of those inquiries through to your website form. Okay, you want this form to be abundant and you want it to capture every single detail that you need to know about your bride's wedding day to literally offer a streamlined and seamless proposal, which will allow the bride to book the sign the contract and book the deposit and book the booking confirmation all in one effortless step, right? I'm stumbling my words today. They're not coming out. Okay, beautiful. So then we've got ideally the website form. You're able to generate a proposal from that. And so therefore we have in place, hopefully, the inquiry follow-up. So you at this point are following up with your bride to confirm if she would like to go ahead with her booking or not. And so then ideally we're moving into the deposit being paid and the contract being signed, and finally the booking confirmation, right? So that is what captures your sales experience. And so what we're going to learn about today is the client experience and how you can make it epic, how you can make it exceptional, how you can literally create a high-end luxury brand just by your client experience, okay? I'm super passionate about this, so I'm surprised if I'm going to go red. I feel like I've got a frog in my throat. Okay. Let me just check this here. Check my notes. So the basic client experience will include the booking, the trial follow-up, a trial confirmation, a trial reminder and payment, the wedding day schedule, the booking reconfirmation, invoice payment, and wedding day follow-up, right? So if you don't have an automated system in place, which more than likely you don't, you will probably be more than likely following this process manually. So you won't be having you won't have a system that's doing this for you. The system won't be generating all of these emails and everything for you in alignment with your bride's wedding planning journey, but you will more than likely, hopefully, be following a very similar client journey to this, but you'll just be manually doing it. And if you aren't following up with your brides and sending through the trial follow-up and sending through the wedding day schedules or sending through the trial information, you will more than likely be following your tail, trying to catch up with all of your emails, and you're probably going a little bit insane. Okay, so that's what happens when we're reactive to our bride and their booking. When we have all of these systems in place, when we have a client journey in place, when we have everything automated, we are ahead of our bride, right? So we're ahead of where they need to be. We're ahead of their questions. In fact, we've actually created resources to literally answer every one of those questions in advance. So therefore, the ultimate goal is that we're actually reducing the admin. We're reducing their questions. We're reducing all of the emails, because by answering their questions in advance, I'd really like it for this to go away. Sorry, it's killing me. I'm pretty sure the boys have brought home another cold this week, and I have got it. So what ultimately, I've lost my train of thought now. Okay. Okay. So ultimately, what this means, actually, I've just realized I'm just going to bring up my comments so I can see if there's any comments. So ultimately what this means, I'm just going to jump on here. There are 5 people on here, beautifuls. If you do have any questions along the way, just leave them in the comments. But if you could also make a note of your name. Hello, lovely. Make a note of your name, because I literally don't know. I can't see. I'm streaming from StreamYard, so I can't see who it is. I've just got Facebook user, and I love to personalize this experience. So let me know who it is. Good morning, beautiful. Saturday was a full day of occasion makeup and a little hair. So blessed to be working all day in my home studio. Oh, I love that. I love that so much. Love, love, love. Oh, let me know who you are so I can talk to you more. Beautiful. Okay, so what I was saying is that if you do not have an automated system in place, if you do not have these processes in place, ultimately you're going to be chasing your tail, and you're more than likely feeling overwhelmed and really reactive to your bride's inquiries, your bride's emails, and your bride's questions, right? There's an influx. Can you guys hear my kids in the background? I'm sorry. There's an influx of questions and a magnitude of volume of emails when we do not have any resources in place to support our brides along their client journey. Okay, so this is why it's important to literally have these things in place, the resources in place, the systems in place to support you, but also support your bride. Okay, we have reduced our emails inquiries just by implementing these systems and processes, because by doing that, we are supporting our bride, therefore reducing our questions. Okay. All right. So that was a lot. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions before we get into it. I'm feeling in my groove now. It took me a little bit. Maybe it's because I only woke up an hour and a half ago. Okay. So one of the biggest problems I see is that we're attracting price shoppers in our brand, because the price shopper is the bride who itemizes her your value, right? So she's itemizing your prices. She's itemizing the what your service includes, and she's the bride who questions if there's lashes involved. She's the bride who questions if there's padding involved. She questions if there's extensions involved. She questions the application of the extensions. She questions how long you're staying for. She questions if you're going to be there for the veil replacement. She questions what time you're coming. She questions if you're going to be there for setup. She questions all of the things, right? She questions what your trial includes. She questions if that's an extra value. She even possibly questions why you're charging for a trial. This frog in my throat is killing me. Okay, so that is because, here's a truth bomb, it's because your pricing strategy literally reflects that. It attracts the price shopper because your pricing strategy is itemized, okay? So if right now, we did speak on this a little bit during the week and possibly last week, right now, if you've currently got your pricing strategy set up to literally itemize every single thing within your experience, this is going to be attracting the price shopper. Okay, so this is one of the biggest problems I see, because it reduces the perceived value of your service and experience. And so I just want you to think for a second. Let me know in the comments, do you have packaging strategy set up, or do you have pricing strategy set up? How do you feel about the brides that you're attracting? I'm going to give you a perfect example of what this looks like external to the bridal industry, okay? So just imagine for a second, who here has gone for a beautiful day spa retreat or gone for a day spa experience, okay? Think about when you've gone for a Maddie. I'm not sure what's going on with my throat right now, but let me know in the comments, have you experienced a day spa? Have you gone for this beautiful, luxurious experience where it's inclusive of like a mani-pedi, a massage, a foot scrub, a body like deluxe indulgent treatment? I don't know. You know how they throw all of the words there, right? So have you experienced that? And when you're reading that experience, how does it make you feel? Okay, so how does it make you feel when you're booking in for this experience? Do you feel like excited and luxurious and like, oh, abundant? Do you feel like this experience is something that you've desired? Okay, how do you feel about that $300 or $500 package versus going to your local nail salon in the mall? Okay, so going to your local nail salon and you've itemized the mani-pedi, the manicure, the pedicure, the oh, hang on. Hello, darling. Mummy's doing a masterclass, okay? No, Mummy's just working. So, guys, Rob's never going to do a masterclass on a Sunday again. Okay, cool. So how do you feel about that experience when you walk into the day spa, the luxury experience, you're booking it in and you're like, here, take my money, because I actually fucking know that what you're going to give me is going to be exceptional. It's going to be luxurious. It's going to be high end, and I'm down for it. Like, how many of you are hell yes for that, right? And so then what we want to identify is what it feels like when you walk into the nail salon at the local mall. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with it, because if I'm ever going to get a mani-pedi, that's where I go for convenience, right? But can you see the difference in the attraction of the shopper? I'm going for convenience. I'm not going for the experience. So when you're going down the path of packaging your strategy, think luxury, think high end. When you're going down the path of pricing your strategy, itemizing every single cost, think convenience, think price shopper. Can you see the difference in the attraction of the person, of the shopper? So I'm going to the nail salon for convenience. I'm going to choose, yes, I want $5 for the shellac. And yes, you're going to have to spend $5 to take the shellac off. And yes, I want a mani-pedi. Do I want to scrub with her? I'm not sure. Do you know what I mean? So like, you're literally having to go through and itemize the value of the experience, which automatically reduces it. Okay, so there's an absolute difference between a luxury high-end packaged experience versus a convenient price shopping itemized experience. Who is with me in the comments? Can you let me know? And if you are catching the replay, let me know in the replay, #replay, what your favorite experience is, and share what your experiences have been versus the emotion that's brought up by booking a luxury day spa versus a nail salon in the mall, right? Okay, so creating a client experience when you support their biggest struggles, answers their frequently asked questions in advance, and we've what your client values the most, and you create this beautiful client experience. Okay, so it's not even about just creating a luxury experience. It's not even about using the word luxury in your copy on your website. It's just not even about it. What it's about is literally identifying what you can create within your brand and client experience that is going to elevate it. It is literally going to answer the questions that are of your bride. It's going to support them. You want to think next level. You don't just want to add the word luxury and think that you've done the thing. Like, it's not at all about that. It's literally about creating that luxury experience, evoking that emotion in that experience, literally articulating that entire experience across every single social media platform, across your website copy, across your emails, like literally in every touch point of your client experience. You need to evoke that emotion. You need to evoke that high-end level brand, right? Oh, I got a bit passionate for a second there. Just gonna take a sip. So the reason why it's important to create this experience that's unique to you and your brand in your client experience is because you want your brand to stand out, okay? Nobody else can replicate this, I promise you, because it's literally a part of you. So when you create and enhance what's unique to you and unique to your brand, then you're actually diversifying. You are literally diversifying, is not the word. You're separating yourself from the community. You're literally standing out. You're making yourself look, you're different, right? You're changing your price shopper to a value shopper. You're avoiding the price shopper and you're attracting the value shopper, the person who values your experience, the person who values your luxury high-end brand. Okay, so I'm just going to go through a few questions, and I actually really highly recommend that you do take the time to revisit this masterclass and answer these questions, because this is going to give you a spark of inspiration as to how you can actually currently right now improve your experience within your brand. Okay, so I would suggest you spend about 5 minutes going through these. So I really want you to think clearly, like really dive into what your client needs from you. What does your bride, like, what are the questions that your brides ask the most of? How could you answer those questions and create a document to support that, right? So we want to think about what your client values the most. We want to think about what your client's most common questions are. What are the emails that you receive literally all the time? Okay. What are your client's biggest struggles with their wedding during their wedding planning journey? And think, I want you to really expand your thoughts. I want you to really think about what collaborations you could even potentially make with other wedding vendors external to the hair and makeup industry, but supporting the bride's wedding planning journey. What connections and collaborations that you could create to literally grow and amplify this experience for your bride. Okay, this is a little hint. Think wedding planner, think wedding photographer, think wedding florist. Okay, literally make connections, and I'm pretty sure you would already have these connections in your back pocket. So reach out to these connections and try and see if there's a way that you can collaborate, because I can promise you that potentially they're going to want the same information in return. All right, so there's a way that you can get around this. You can literally offer a I don't know what the word is, an equal value of exchange of information. So they can offer their brides your information, and you can offer your brides their information, for example. And so what that would look like is that you're then actually reaching more brides. Okay, because let's think about it. Your photographer, your bride books the photographer a lot more in advance generally than a bride hair and makeup artist, okay? So let's just think about that. If the photographer is handing out information that you have provided the photographer, where do you think the bride's going to go? Okay, so there's so much more to this, and how you can really expand your network and connections just by your collaborations. And therefore, ultimately, the goal is enhancing and elevating your client experience. So how better to enhance their experience by including information that is actually going to support them along their wedding planning journey, okay? So those are a few questions that I highly recommend, even listing out what your favorite vendors are for every single industry. And that's another thing that if you refer back to the Attracting Your Soul Aligned Bride, that's another recommendation that I had for you, listing out your favorite vendors, the people that you love working with, the people that attract more of your soul aligned bride, identifying those and reaching out to them and building that connection with them, okay? All right, so then I want you to identify and think of what resource that you could create to capture that information, okay? So think things like a wedding day schedule, a wedding day guide, a pre-wedding hair prep guide, pre-wedding skincare guide, pre-wedding regime. So like, what is the bigger picture? When do you need them to start caring for their skin? When do you need them to start caring for their hair? When do you recommend that they go get their hair colored? When do you recommend they get their hair cut? When do you recommend they have their last hair color, their retouch, okay? Think about the information, the questions they ask you, and package that up into a beautiful resource, and then include that within your client experience. Okay. Then what I would recommend, I'm just going to check my notes. Yep. So then what you want to do, you've researched and you've identified what your client needs the most, what she values the most, all of the things that is going to support her wedding planning journey. Then you want to go through and identify and create the resource. So you want to think about how you can capture and collate all of that information into a beautiful resource. Then you want to think about when you can weave that into your client experience, okay? All right, so the other thing I wanted to touch on, oh no, we're moving on to the next topic. Sorry, guys. Okay, so the other biggest problem I see within a client experience is that when we're trying to manage our bridal bookings and our admin manually, we're never providing the ultimate service, okay? It is literally not possible. It's not possible. No human is capable of this. So what I would recommend is obviously systems to automate and support your process and reduce your admin, but elevate your experience, okay? So what ends up happening is that if we refer back to this screen here, this is all done manually in my business. This is all done automated in my business. The only thing that's not automated is the trial confirmations to the stylist and the booking confirmations to the stylist, right? Everything else is done for us. It's fucking amazing. Okay. This is what's actually been the foundation for me being able to launch the Hairstylist Academy and my mentoring. Okay. It's literally mind blowing. But anyway, we will talk about that another day. So what I want to share with you is that how many of you are managing that entire client experience and sales experience effortlessly? Or are you one of the beautiful souls that are struggling to keep up with it and you're not proud of your actual client experience that you're offering your brides right now? Do you currently chase your tail looking for inquiries and deposits and contracts that are being signed and messages and updates for any of their changes for their wedding details? Are you literally a scatterbrain because you're like, I'm fucking sure I had that email, I can't find it, where the fuck is it? And now I'm kind of freaking out. How many of you are like, oh, did I do her trial? I can't remember. I have to go now looking through my emails, my text messages, my DMs, my IG, and my calendar. How many of you actually are overwhelmed and have no clue how you can actually, like, this is overwhelming for you? Like, there's no way in your life right now you could actually vision even creating the resources for your client experience and answering like these beautiful resources to add to your client experience, how many of you actually feel confident with being able to literally manually email all of this? Okay. How many of you are actually following your tail every single day? So these are the things that start to come up when we don't have systems to support us. Okay. So what ends up happening is that we actually are not physically capable. No human is capable. I was never capable of producing an epic client experience that we truly want to create from the heart of our like business manually. There's no way, unless the only other way is that you have an admin or a VA who is doing the work for you and you've got that process and system set up. That was also me. I literally had that. Nick was the person. She was the one who managed all of that manually. And then I was like, fuck, I can't afford this. This is expensive. Right? Okay. So that's when that's when obviously creating an automated system that supports your business and your client journey that leads towards becoming fully booked and your clients, your brides needing more of you, right? But your admin reduces. Okay. Oh, Bethany. Bethany, do you have systems set up in your business, beautiful? Like what systems do you use? So the idea is that we want to always provide this most exceptional client experience, right? So everything we just touched on, everything that I literally radiate, I love it, right? This is my absolute passion to talk about is client experience. So basically, we want to elevate our client experience, but we don't want our admin to be linear, okay? So naturally, we think this could possibly be happening to you right now is that me, by recommending you include additional touch points within your client experience. Oh, beautiful. Oh, I can say, you stick around, beautiful. You stick around. So I've just got to think about where I was now. Hang on. Oh, how long does it take you to get back to people? Let me know in the comments. And how, also, just to really bring it up here, how does it make you feel on a daily basis when you're living your life? I'm not sure if you've got family, little ones yet, but how does it make you feel and how does it affect your like daily life going about knowing that you haven't actually gotten back to your brides yet? Like I know if I haven't gotten back to my brides and I have an entire list of emails that I've got to get back to, not that really happens anymore, but like I remember so clearly what that felt like. And it was like this heavy weight sitting on my shoulders. And I always felt guilty sitting down and watching Netflix for a second, or I always felt guilty scrolling Facebook because I was like, this is time that I should be like emailing my brides back. So just know that you're not alone. I was also there and it was a shitty place to be, but there is another way. Yeah, a few hours to a few months. Oh, darling. Yeah, I feel that. I feel that, beautiful. You are not alone. There are so many people. In fact, anybody who's jumping on the replay or if anybody's live right now, let us know in the comments, does this resonate with you? Do you also feel this way? Oh, you have a 6. I thought so. I literally was like, I'm actually sure I've seen a photo, but I didn't want to assume that you'd had a bubba. So beautiful. This is, if there's ever a time that you need systems and automation, it's literally when you have a family, because that's literally the reason why I implemented all these systems within my business, because I was like, I can't do it. I can't do it, but I don't want to lose my business either. And so, so what actually happens? What happens is that right now, when I'm explaining the way to elevate your brand, to create this beautiful luxury high-end experience within your brand, it's probably giving you overwhelm. If you already feel overwhelmed, like Bethany, not being able to catch up with any of your emails, the idea of adding more work to your experience is probably going to be fucking stressful. Okay. So that's totally understandable. Just know that you are not alone. And this is not something I'm forcing on you. It's something that I want to inspire you. Okay. So when I say to include this and create this exceptional client experience, you naturally assume that that means extra admin, right? Because to send out the trial follow-ups, to send out the inquiry follow-ups, to send out the wedding day schedules, to send out all of the emails that I recommend within your your client journey, that does equal extra admin. That's literally linear, right? The difference between implementing systems in your business is that although you enhance and elevate your client experience, you actually reduce your admin. So what happens when we grow, right? What happens? So right now, oh, Bethany, you beautiful soul. So I want you to think this is actually what happened to me, and this is why I had to implement systems. I'm going to bring my hand down. What happened is that when I was managing myself and it was just me and I was doing the business and I was doing the hair and I was doing the inquiries, what actually happened is that my business started growing, right? My emails started growing. So I brought on a VA and an admin to literally help me do that, because then I actually expanded my team, right? So what do you think happened when I expanded my team? My admin hours went from 6 hours per week to literally 20 plus hours per week, because I grew so rapidly. I literally expanded my team from me to 6 within 8 months. I wouldn't recommend that. It was stressful. So what I am saying to you now is that I want you to think about how you're feeling now, how many brides you're actually servicing right now. So think about the number of brides that you have booked in, okay? Think about the number of brides that you've got booked in and what that admin looks like for you now. Think about as you grow and expand and you become bigger and bolder and brighter and your entire brand stands out in your community. Think about as you grow and expand, what does your admin look like as you grow and expand? So if you're servicing 30 clients, 30 brides a year now, for example, just plucking a number out of the air, and it takes you 4 hours to manage their inquiries and emails and just your business, service your business admin, 4 to 6 hours a week. What do you think is going to happen when you have 60 clients, 60 brides? You servicing 60 brides a year. Do you think your admin's going to double? I can bet you it's going to, especially if you haven't inputted the client experience where you're actually answering and supporting your brides along the way, right? Because remembering, if we're not answering their questions in advance, if we're not offering them support within their experience, their wedding planning journey, they're going to ask us questions. They are going to ask you questions. They are going to want to know how to prep their hair. They're going to want to know how to prep their skin. They're going to want to ask your advice on their hair. They're going to ask their advice on their makeup. They're going to want to change their location of their booking. They're going to want to change the time. They're going to want to change their numbers. There's going to be changes within your bride's bookings, okay? So what that means is that 30 brides, manageable. 60 brides, is that manageable? All right, got a little passionate there. So I'm just going to check my notes. So I want you to let me know in the comments, how do you feel about your admin that you're doing now, the hours that you're working? How would you feel if that grew? Like, is your business are you currently limited? Are you at complete capacity because you cannot possibly take on extra work because your admin is actually consuming your work hours? Or is it affecting your business? Is it affecting your life? Like, how is your admin affecting your life, and what would it look like if you grew? So I wanted to give you a bit of an insight into the cost of a VA and the cost of a VA. So for example, like Nick, when she was she works, I think it's like, it could be anywhere between 10 to 20 hours, right? So I think it's approximately like 450 or 300 per week to manage my bookings, to manage our inquiries. We have about 200 bookings currently in our business. So I think it's about 180, okay, for the year. So think about what that would look like for you in your just yourself, looking out for your brides that you currently have in place and your admin hours, okay? Think about the cost if you were to have somebody come in and support you currently where your business is at with your current number of admin hours. Could you afford $450 or $300 a week to service your admin. These are things we need to consider when we're looking at our business projections, our marketing, our market profits and all of the things, right? So this is something we're going to be going into in the coming masterclasses. But for now, I want you to understand that the cost of managing your admin is probably being undervalued, and you are probably not actually valuing your own time that you're doing admin. Anyway, we got exactly, Bethany. Honestly, I'm not going to lie. That is the biggest struggle that I had to overcome myself. I basically, for a chunk of time, was not even taking home a wage because I was I had no idea. Like, what was going on is that I desperately needed help because my heart was I wanted to launch my hairstylist academy. So once I decide that I want to do something and it's happening, it's done. Like it's I move so rapidly that it happens straight away. So as soon as I decided that I wanted to do it, I was like, done, it's happening. So I recorded all the things and I trained up Nick to manage all of my bookings and support my entire Elegant Edge business. So I could be freed up to do my hairstylist academy. But what actually happened is that every wedding that I was doing was basically about 50% of the profits were going to Nick, like $400 a week just to service the admin. I couldn't keep up, right? I was not profitable for a bit there. I wasn't making money. So what ended up happening is I was like, this has got to be done a different way. I can't actually continue doing this. Like I literally have to sell my business because I am at that point where I know where I want to be. And right now, bridal hair, like I loved my team. I loved the bridal business, but in my heart, I knew I wanted to do the Hairstylist Academy and my mentoring, right? So I had to figure out a way to automate the business so it would run efficiently without me. So that's why this was introduced. Okay, so it's a very huge expense to have your a VA take over your admin, especially if your admin is not optimized. Okay, especially if you don't have the systems in place, especially if you don't have the automations in place, your admin is going to be doing everything manually, like what you're doing now. So I highly recommend that you actually put a figure to your admin hours. So on a weekly basis, write it down. Write down how many hours you actually spend doing admin. We've gone completely off topic here, but I feel like it's coming through. Needs to come through because this is an absolute game changer for me. As soon as I seen this, I was like, something needs to change. So I had to write down my hours that I was doing admin. And so, for example, I think I was doing, when it was me, I was doing 16 plus hours a week, right? When it was me and Nick, I was doing 5 and she was doing like 10 to 20, depending on what it was, because we grew, right? So I started to realize when I started paying Nick that I didn't actually value my admin time. And I was like, fuck, this is actually a little bit depressing. So I had been doing 16 hours a week. And if you were to times that by your hourly rate, so what you do with a client, you can even reduce it to soften your soul a little bit because it's a bit devastating. And you're going to actually realize how much of your time, how much money you are literally giving away because you are doing admin. And you are not valuing your time. So you're not even valuing your admin time. You're not getting paid for it. And B, that is time that you could be doing offers, services that are actually revenue generating income, right? If you're game, write in the comments how much that looks like for you. Like I honestly, it is a game changer when you can see the value that you're actually giving away. It changes something internally within you. Okay. Let me just read my notes so I can catch up because we went a little off track. Okay. So ultimately, with the systems and automations supporting your client experience, so remembering what we mentioned in our first problem and solution, we actually want to create, ideally, the systems to support your entire client journey, right? Because ultimately, what we want to create is this exceptional client experience that actually results in your bride recommending you to her friends, and then that bride recommending you to all the friends, right? We want to grow rapidly, and to do that, referrals are our best opportunity. So let me just see here what we're at. So basically, I'm going to wrap this topic up. Basically, the goal is to create this incredible experience for your bride that is not linear to your admin. Okay, so the idea of systems and automation is to create and elevate your brand and experience, but reduce your admin and your follow-ups and your emails, right? So systems works a little differently to having to manually do it, because manually you're increasing the value of your brand and your experience, but you're also increasing the admin, the follow-ups and all of the things, the emails, right? This is why we implemented systems within Elegant Edge, and that's why we literally were able to grow so rapidly, because the question really comes down to, if you have growth on your heart, if you have this incredible luxury high-end experience on your heart, if that's the core of your business, like what your business stands for, and if you also have a family that you want to be spending time with, quality time with, then systems and automation are literally the only way to go. Like I'm going to wrap that up there, because that's the baseline. Okay, so all right, so the other problem I see is that we go through and we actually create. So we've created this exceptional client experience. We've created the systems and automation within your brand to elevate your client experience and support your business, support the bride, right? But then we don't actually go through and share it with the world. The world doesn't know about it. We think that because we've just created it, the world will automatically know about it. And I'm guilty of this. This is something that I've done before. I've literally gone on and changed something on my website and assumed that everybody's going to see it, right? No, they are not. They are not going to see it. What that actually means is that you've gone to all this effort to create these high-end luxury experiences. You've created the resources, you've cultivated your workflow and automations and your systems, you've added all of that beautiful resource and experience within your workflow of your client journey, but you haven't actually exposed it to the world. Your socials don't know about it, your Instagram, your Facebook, your IG, your YouTube, your TikTok, all of the social media platforms, they don't know about it. What about your website? Have you clearly articulated exactly what is included in your brand experience, right? Have you cultivated the words, the copy that is going to evoke the emotion, the feeling, the absolute heart-centered reason behind why you created the brand client experience? Have you also gone onto your emails, your guided email resources and copies? Have you actually identified in there and been so crystal clear about what your brand actually stands for? And have you evoked that emotion within every single word, within every single email? So your bride literally feels this incredible illuminated experience. Have you also gone through and hang on, we've got another intruder. Hello, darling. Have you also gone through and he's going to distract me. One moment, guys. Hey, darling, we need to come back here. Oh my gosh, she's possibly the most cutest intruder. Oh yeah, Bethany. He is so cute. Oh yes, you've written it down. So $1,000 to $2,000 a week. So how good would that feel to be in your pocket? You know, the biggest mind blow moment I had was when I actually was able to transform my non-paid, non-generating time doing admin and transform it into offering services that generated income. It literally was, he's so adorable. I was like, can I keep you here? And I was like, no, I'm not going to be able to focus. Yeah, so I literally was able to replace my admin time with revenue increasing tasks and services. I was able to expand my offers, expand my services, and generate more income, right? How good would it feel? I was just running, so I'm just trying to catch my breath. How good would it feel to literally have the $2,000 in your pocket? Amazing. Okay. I'm just going to take a sip because I actually was just running. We live on a lot of land, so I had to literally yell out to my husband. Okay. Now I just need to catch where we were at. I was on such a roll. Okay, so we spoke about your socials, we spoke about your emails, we spoke about literally cultivating the brand essence within every touch point of your client's journey, right? So this looks like on your socials, your emails, your proposals, your quotes, your follow-ups, your trials, every touch point that your bride has with your brand, you literally need to illuminate the entire experience. It doesn't just come down to changing this internally within your brand. It comes down to also externally sharing it with the world. So that way they know when they jump onto your website, they can literally see and feel. Feeling is way more important than seeing. Okay. You want to use evoking words that are going to bring that emotion out in your client, in your bride, when they come to your website, when they come to your Instagram. You literally want to encourage that feeling within them so that they can understand and truly understand, I guess that's the word, understand why you're different, why you're unique, why you stand out, why you don't offer a pricing strategy, why you don't attract the price shopper. Okay. If we go back to what I was mentioning before, are you the day spa or are you the nail studio? Okay. And the difference in the evoking words in the literature that the day spas got all over their Instagram, their Facebook, and their contact, their touch points is so much more different to the lack of client journey within the nail studio, right? Who's with me? Can you let me know in the comments below? Are you a day spa or are you a nail studio? Like I said before, there's no right or wrong. I am literally a day spa, but I'm also very keen for some convenience with 3 little ones. Okay. So the goal here is to expose your client experience so that you can wow your bride within every touch point of your client experience, and then expose your client journey on your socials, your website, your stories, your quotes, your invoices, your follow-ups, and your resources. Okay, so remember, day spa. I'm very much a day spa. In fact, I have this knack for choosing the most expensive thing on every item without even seeing the price tag. I don't know what it is. I think that's probably why I'm here to share this story, because I feel honestly like my husband will giggle about it. It just happens. I don't know. So I'm a day spa at heart since having kids. The nail studio looks pretty good when I want a 30-minute job done. Okay. Oh, who's that? Bethany. Oh, my heart calls to the day spa. Okay. Who let me know in the comments who that was who wrote, I want to be a day spa, but packages make you nervous. We can definitely talk more to that. Packages, I can understand how they make you nervous. I always was concerned that the packaging pricing was going to deter our brides, but there is a little hack that I got away around it. Oh, Kylie. Hey, beautiful. So the way that I got around that is that for example, I'm going to use myself as an example, right? So I am the value shopper. I always look for the value, the experience. I'm the day spa shopper, right? I love buying packages when I know there's more to it than just what I like, the service. Okay, so that's who I am at my core. However, I also am a value shopper, which means that although I value the experience, I also want to see and understand the value of the experience, right? So I love the experience, but I want to understand the value of the experience. So can you see what I'm saying here? It's one thing to change your pricing strategy to a packaging strategy that includes the value, that includes the packages, right? So say, for example, oh, Bethany, yeah, you've only just changed to your packaging strategy, haven't you, Bethany? So if we only change the packaging strategy and we just wake up and we're like, this is what we're doing. If we don't actually change our literature, if we don't change our content copy, if we don't change the brand essence, the bride will probably not see the value of that. Okay. So there's a reason, there's a real, that there is a little hack to it. You really want to make sure that you are including in your brand experience, in the package experience, all of the inclusions. And by this, I'm saying you really want to identify what is making you different. Okay. What is making you stand out? Why is your brand experience, the package experience, different to what you used to charge? Like what your last pricing strategy is. Okay. You really want to get clear on why your experience is different, and you really want to get clear on why this is valuable to your bride. This is why it's important to do the research and to truly understand your bride. Okay. So there's another way that you can get around it, is that you can still show that there's a pricing strategy, as in like, because some brides want to identify what the rate is on an hourly basis or like what it is per person, because logically, if not everybody they're getting quotes from is actually doing that, then it's a little bit hard for them to understand that there's, $1,000 package versus this person who's like itemized it, right? So we really want to, we want to appease to both their emotions and their logical brain in the proposal, right? So the way that you can get around this is by offering the package. So you've got on your website, you can show them what the individual packaging pricing is, the service pricing strategy is, but then you elaborate on the brand experience and then you elaborate on the package experience, right? So you're appeasing both the emotional and the logical buyer. Okay, so although we want to attract our value shopper, we want to deter the price shopper, the value shopper still does have the logical mind and the heart. So how many people here have bought from their heart? You know that feeling? You know that feeling when like you just can't describe it? And like this is actually one of my expansion students. She just was in like that. So you can't describe the feeling, but you know you're in, right? Let me know in the comments if this is you. Are you a heart shopper? Do you shop with emotion or do you shop with your logic? Okay, so think about the person that you are as a buyer. That's the kind of buyer you're going to attract. Okay. Yes. I love it. This is interesting because I'm a heart shopper. I'm a heart shopper. And so I find it really interesting that everybody that's in my expansion program and everybody that's in my private mentoring, like I've had 2 beautiful souls in my private mentoring, and everybody has been a heart shopper, and everybody has literally said to me that I can't describe, but I'm in. Like that's very heartwarming for me. So I find it really interesting that both you, Bethany and Kylie, have said that. Okay. So I love that you're a heart shopper, because that means that you're going to attract the heart shopper. So Kylie, I have absolute confidence that by changing your packaging strategy, very much like Bethany has said, it was fucking scary, right? It is scary because you're changing from something that you don't know and you're moving into an area that you don't know. You're changing from something that you're comfortable with, you're safe, you feel, you know that works, right? And you're moving into an area that you don't know and you're scared and it is overwhelming and doesn't feel safe. Okay. That's what happens when we transform. That's what happens when we move into new spaces or we move into a new identity. Okay. That's what happened to me when I launched the Hairstylist Academy. That's what happened to me when I launched Expansion. That's what happened to me when I launched my one-on-one mentoring. Literally every masterclass is getting easier because it's feeling more safer for me to do the thing, right? So whenever we're doing something new, we're moving into a new space and it's scary. So just know you're not alone in that one. So what I'm going to say here is that when you are a heart shopper, when you actually buy from your heart, it means that you are going to attract more of the heart shopper, okay? Because energetically, that's what you are. When you're a logic shopper, so I can switch to a logic shopper if I've given too much time, and this is generally what happens. So you are in the heart space and then you move to the logic space when you buy, if you've got too much time. Okay, so you feel in your heart if it's a yes or a no, your whole body, you know instantly if it's a fuck yes or a fuck no. Okay, but when you have time, you start to question it because your logic takes over. And therefore, when your logic takes over, you need to appease the value shopper who's in the logic mind. Can you see the difference? So, for example, you're at the day spa and you're like, yep, it's a full body yes, I want the entire 6-hour package. If you're given one more day or one more hour or just that little bit more time to think, fuck, can I really afford the $600? Or can I make it work? Can you see the difference? If you buy from the heart, it's instant. If you buy from your heart-centered, but you buy logically, you've been given time. Okay, there's no right or wrong. Yeah, it makes so much sense. Hey, there's no right or wrong because ultimately, if you're a heart shopper, but you're still buying from the logic, you were drawn in there from the start, right? So we've gone quite off topic, but this is actually something I'm really passionate about because there's such an energy behind it. But you can see how when you're buying from the heart, it's instant. And if you've got time, your logic will start to weigh in. So then you want to think about your brides, right? This has just come through, so we're going here. But then you want to think about your brides. Think about the brides that are your most soul-aligned bride. If you can track when they pay, so you've got the bride that comes out to you. For example, today's bride, I've got a bride. I'm actually bending my boundaries, and she has booked me I'm doing 2 people at 12, and I have a booking minimum of 4 people, right? This beautiful bride. She was like, nope, I'm having you and I'm paying for 4 people, my booking minimum. So I'm getting paid $680 to literally do 2 people. Why? Because she was heart-centered and she was literally like, no, you are the one. I'm coming. You're coming. So I'm going to pay. Is that not fucking insane? I feel like that's insane from a logical mind, but do you think she was heart-centered or do you think she was thinking logically? So can you see how when you are a heart-centered human and then you're attracting the heart-centered bride, and you can see how you can appease to the heart shopper, value shopper, the one that's shopping from her heart versus the one who's shopping a value shopper shopping from her logic. So the logic wants to see the little bit of the itemized, to see the value in it. And then you've got the heart shopper, heart-centered value shopper who's just buying from the heart. She just feels it in the words, everything. Yes. Okay. That was today was a lot. We've got a little bit over time. I'm going to start wrapping it up here, beautifuls. Thank you so much for joining me. I've absolutely loved it. I'm just going to bring up my other notes because I wanted to quickly speak to where is it? Sorry, ladies. Okay, here we are. Oh, you are very welcome, beautiful ladies. Oh, Bethany, I think this is so close for you. You're inspiring. You've got a little 6-month-old and you are like on absolute fire. I love it. I love it so much. So, you know how we were speaking about the heart center? Well, that's why I'm here doing these classes, because my biggest vision for our industry is to literally elevate it entirety. So we no longer have price shoppers. So imagine if everybody was creating packaging strategy and everybody was evoking this beautiful experience and everybody was elevating their brand, everybody was elevating their prices to support that elevated brand experience. Imagine if our entire industry was doing that. Like, Can you see where I'm going here? Can you see the bigger picture? Well, that's why I'm here. That is why I do the masterclasses, because I ultimately wish that there was a me when I first started my bridal business, because I wish that I had this guidance. I wish that I had this support. I wish that I had a freaking community to go to ask this information, to ask for the support, and to have the inspiration, right? Being around someone who is doing what you want to do in the future is actually and is inspiring, then you are only going to elevate your brand, your experience, and your life, right? Oh, Bethany, I freaking love you. You're the sweetest soul. Dad is holding him right now, so I can listen. Everything has been. Oh, I love that so much. Did we not just talk about that earlier? Like, honestly, funny you say that, because I'm literally leading into this. It's literally in my notes because I felt like I wanted to have this message today. So there are two ways that you can work with me. I have now only got one private mentoring spot available, because this is wild. I actually, when you just know you're in the thing that you're doing, like, this is what you're meant to be doing. This is what I'm meant to be doing. Because I launched my hairstyle app. I launched my Facebook group 4 weeks ago. I didn't even offer publicly any private mentoring. I haven't even offered publicly any private mentoring. And I have had 2 spots taken up, and I have only 1 spot available. I didn't even know I was going to be offering it, because I literally, you're the sweetest. Thank you, beautiful. I know. See, imagine how incredible. I'm glad that you can share my vision, because I literally can see the industry being elevated. And the best part, what I actually hold so dear to my heart, my biggest vision for my entire life purpose, is literally a world where mums can make an incredible, fucking insane abundance for their family, working no less or no more, should I say, the hours that they actually want to work, that aligns with their family, so they can be at home with their family, watching them grow, doing all the things, but making incredible fucking money when they are working. Like, I just want the world to know that it is fucking possible to literally have both. So imagine if our industry was elevated. Imagine if everybody offered their services at a premium price, because our industry was so elevated. Our entire industry offered this beautiful bridal experience. It's a fucking good feeling. It's a fucking good feeling. Okay. Whew. Okay. So up until now, I never offered private mentoring. I literally didn't think it was a thing. But 4 weeks ago, I launched this Facebook community, and boom, here we are, 2 beautiful students, 2 beautiful clients in my mentoring, right? So private mentoring is designed for rapid growth. It's intensive, wild results, and it's one-on-one exclusive. Okay. So it does come at a higher price tag, but expansion is a very similar results, rapid growth, intensive results, and incredible experience, all within your business. The support is created, the systems, the automations, the client experience, the branding, I can't think of my brain right now, the money, the abundance. We literally get clear on your finances, right? We get clear on your structure of your pricing, your packaging, your business magnetic business order. We identify exactly what rate you need to be to literally grow and expand profit, right? Oh, Bethany, I love you so much. You're the sweetest soul. Oh, well, we can talk after that. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, so I have basically created the expansion program with the intention of high frequency. Okay, this is different to everything that I've ever offered before. I'm changing things up a little bit. I actually I have completely surrendered, and I am not selling. I am just purely advising you that if you want the transformation, I truly believe that you are going to feel it in your body. You are going to feel it in your heart. You are going to feel it in your soul. And I'm going to attract the beautiful, most heart-centered soul who wants this transformation. Okay. It's not even about I'm literally not gonna talk about anything else except for the fact that I'm just completely in transfer. I'm surrendering to the fact that if you feel this in your fuck yes body, in your heart, in your soul, and it's a fuck yes, then please reach out to me because I have only got 2 expansion spots available at the 40% off, and that is only available to the 31st of August because I haven't even launched this to the public yet. This is wild. I literally haven't even launched it to the public. So this is the last opportunity you have to take up the expansion offer at an epic discount. There are only 2 spots available at the 40% off, and I am opening up 2 spots available tomorrow to jump on a call to talk if you would like to connect and you want to know more and see if expansion is the right option for you, or alternatively, if the private mentoring is the best option for you. Okay, so there's 2 options that you can jump on, and I will be launching this out to the public on the 31st of August. Okay, so that's when the 40% will end. Alrighty, beautiful. If you let me know in the comments how everybody's feeling after this. Is everybody feeling inspired? I feel like that's a yes for you, Bethany. So inspired. I love that. I love that. Kylie, if you're still here, have a fab weekend. Thank you for joining, beautiful souls. And I will see you during the week. I think I'll be jumping on tomorrow. All right, lovelies. Thank you for joining me. All the best and have a fab weekend.